Listen to this. The surge of illegal migrants at the border, not just a problem here in the United States. Now, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom is making his message clear to those trying to illegally enter his country as well.
Yeah, he said, quote, illegal migration is not fair on British taxpayers. It is not fair on those who come here legally. And it is not right that criminal gangs should be allowed to continue their immoral trade. I am determined to deliver on my promise to stop the boats. Many of the boats come through the English Channel. So make no mistake, if you come here illegally, you will not be able to stay.
UK native and host of Piers Morgan Uncensored on Fox Nation. He has a pass that gets him in. He doesn't need to call us anymore. Piers, great to see you. How do you feel about this move?
You know, it's interesting. I sat with Rishi Sunak, the new British Prime Minister, at Downing Street a few weeks ago, and he laid out his 5 main pledges that he wants to achieve within a year. And it was clear to me then that one of the main ones was to try and get some form of control over what is happening on our border. Now, the numbers don't really stack up compared to what's happening on your southern border in America, but what is really, I think, quite scary for people is the rate that they're increasing. So last year we had nearly 50,000 people coming over the channel in these tiny boats, some of them dying en route, of course, which is an absolute tragedy, but all coming in illegally. And they've tried everything, the government in the last few years, to try and curb this. In fact, the numbers keep getting higher and higher. So now he's going for this pretty dramatic new plan, which is that anyone who comes over on a boat and washes up on the shores of Britain will be immediately refused asylum. But they also won't be able to reapply. So they're hoping this will act as a big deterrent. But most of their other plans, I have to say, so far, have failed. So we'll wait and see.
Yeah, Piers, what about the people of England and the United Kingdom? Are they on board with the new PM?
Oh, I think very much so. I think rather like in America, there's overwhelming public support, really. You get a few people on the extreme woke side of the argument who think we should just let everybody in and have pretty much an open border. But these numbers are getting very big now for us in the UK. And it's also interesting to look at who's coming in. So it now turns out that over a third of all the people coming in on the boats are actually young economic male migrants coming from Albania, which is not a war-torn country at all. It's a perfectly prosperous country. So the point being that they don't need to have asylum in the UK. They're just trying it on mainly to join Albanian gangs already in the UK. So I think that the Prime Minister will have public support on his side.
Okay, well, that's good news after everything y'all been through with the Prime Minister. So, Piers, let's ask you about Meghan and Harry, your favorite topic. Apparently, they were extended invitations to the coronation in May, and also he's about to make his first public appearance since his book came out. It is a closed event. It's closed to the public. It's in San Francisco. It's called the Uplift Conference. What do you think about his public appearance? How will he be treated? And will Meghan and Harry say yes? Will they RSVP that they will be there?
Well, I would like an immediate emergency power, Ainsley, to add to the border restriction that we won't let these two back in, because their popularity in the UK is unbelievably bad right now, lower than Prince Andrew, if you thought that was humanly possible. I think, look, they're reacting to this invitation, which is very magnanimous by King Charles, because let's face it, Harry just spray-gunned his entire family in this kiss and tell book. He took down Charles, he took down Charles's wife, the new Queen Camilla, he took down his brother William, his sister-in-law Kate, everybody got it. But Charles is being magnanimous. He's invited them to the coronation, but they've reacted exactly how I knew they would react. They haven't been gracious and gone, wow, thank you, that's really big of you, Dad. No, they said, yeah, we've had the invitation and we'll think about our decision. Think about that, Ainsley, our decision. These two little upstarts living in their California mansion are going to make their grand decision whether to attend the coronation of Britain's new monarch.
They might have something on the schedule already. They might have
It's Archie's birthday. They might be like, how could you, Dad? How could you have the coronation on our son's birthday?
Right. That's exactly how they think. Meghan Markle was sitting there going, well, that's really selfish of him. How dare he get his coronation on the day of our little child's birthday? That must be racist.
Well, what about the fact that on the day Spare, Harry's book came out, that apparently is the day that Charles told Harry and Meghan, hey, Frogmore, the castle or the house, that's not yours anymore.
It's Andrew's.
Well, why should it be theirs? They've got this enormous property. I remember, for all Harry's moaning about his father, he was at it again in some online thing at the weekend. He'll be at it again on Tuesday when he does his other appearance. For all his moaning about his father, Charles has bankrolled this little rat bag for the last, I don't know, 15 years. Literally bankrolled it, given him millions and millions and millions of pounds. And now he has the gall to turn around and say, my father's awful, the monarchy's awful, everything about the royals is terrible.
Yeah.
They treat my wife terribly. But we want to be at the coronation. And you know why? They want to be at the coronation so they can milk it for future material for the next Netflix documentary, the next book, or whatever it may be, to line their own pockets. They want their royal cake and they want to eat it. And I find it absolutely revolting.
Piers, if the king asked you to be part of the royal family, would you leave uncensored and just go to the family as the adopted anchor?
Absolutely. But you know my feeling about this, Brian. I think you have missed a big opportunity in the United States. Because if it hadn't been for the ridiculous behavior of King George III, you might still have had our monarchy in the US.
Right.
And then you could potentially have had King Piers. Now, I think you'd all agree that would be a magnificent moment for your nation.
I've never thought of it quite like that, but I'm going to try to put that together and realize what we all missed out on because of those upstarts in 1776. Thanks, Piers.
Thank you, Piers.
Okay.
Watch Uncensored on Fox Nation or wherever Piers wants. That'll be great.
4:30 every afternoon, Eastern Time. I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.